breaking news for Social Security as GOP battle erupts over Social Security bill, and the tense moments were caught at Social Security Senate hearing.
Including whether the money that's in the surplus money in the trust fund that's been paying benefits is worthless. I mean, if it's worthless, then the $20 in my wallet's worthless because it's backed up by the full faith and credit of the United States of America. But I'd love to.
I said no, it has no value to the federal government because the federal government, when they take that bond, just has to issue another bond.
I'm going to show you this entire video clip, and this is very important and shocking at the same time for millions of Social Security recipients who also receive SSI and SSDI benefits. At the same time, I'm going to give you some massive details that can change the way you receive your benefits right now. So make sure you watch this video till the end without missing any part. And before I start the video, I would like to ask you just for a little favor to please smash the like button on this video, as it helps this video and the channel as well. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So it seems like the Republican senators are battled over Social Security, and the things are changing very quickly for millions of Americans who receive these benefits. Look at this. Republican senators battled behind closed doors Tuesday over a proposal to beef up Social Security benefits for people who are eligible for non-Social Security government pensions. One thing is for sure, when it comes to Social Security recipients, that they are struggling right now, and the one thing they need is an increase in their benefits, and the problem is that no one seems to care about it. But now when we see that biggest topic right now in the House, in Senate, as well as on the tongues of a number of leaders, is Social Security. So what changed right here, and why they're talking about Social Security a lot? Because remember, the current administration has done nothing for Social Security, and that's why the Trump's administration is going to do everything in their power to up Social Security benefits. And the reason is simple, because remember that Trump got the popular vote, and he talked about the elimination of Social Security taxes. That's why he got the popular vote. And now we can see that they need to do something in order to gain trust of American people. Moving on with more details, the legislation which has passed the House is expected to reach the Senate floor Wednesday, but some Republicans who are worried about its price tag are hoping to stop it dead. Well, I'm gonna stop right here as we have so much details to give you from this very important article from The Hill. I'm going to paste the link of this article in the video's description, as we want to be as honest, as transparent as possible. But now first, let's watch a clip of this very important Senate hearing where things got out of control very quickly.
Conception of Social Security. It was never intended as a welfare program, correct? I mean, this was people weren't planning for retirement, so this was a paternalistic move on the part of the government to say we're going to force you to save. We're going to apparently create this trust fund. Not invest in real assets, just to, we spent that money, it's gone, we invested in U.S. government bonds, which are relatively low rate of return instruments, and by the way, have no value to a federal government agency. We've got to, when the trustees turn that over, we just have to float another bond, correct? But anyway, when we first by the way, isn't that the basic concept of Social Security? You're going to pay in, we're going to save this money for you, and then you're going to pay it out in retirement. Isn't that the basic concept? And again,
that concept is true. The notion that it was paternalistic, I think Francis Perkins would disagree with.
Set that aside. But again,
it's supposed to be yes, sir.
You pay it in, you earn money, investment, and then you get the money out, right? Back then,
yes,
it was a pay-as-you-go system.
Yes, sir.
Back then, it's kind of hard to get the exact number of workers versus beneficiaries. I've heard as high as 150 to 1, 30, whatever. It was a high number of workers.
2.8 to 1 right now.
Right now. But it started out as 30, 40, a lot of workers for every beneficiary with a life expectancy of 61.3, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now look at how much of a taxes the Social Security recipients are paying, and at the same time, how they're getting in return.
Retirement age, that was set as something like 62.
Yes, sir.
So you've got a lot of workers paying into beneficiaries with the life expectancy not even ever hitting that retirement age. So that's a pay-as-you-go system that's going to work. Okay, you just got a lot of people paying in, very few people coming, getting the benefits. Now, of course, that's flipped. We have far fewer workers, 2.8 to 1, and the life expectancy is now 77.5. So it's increased 16 years.
Except for Native Americans, for whom it's still 42 years.
But again, so
and for people that work hard.
It's increased 16 years, and how much have we adjusted the retirement age over that time period? A couple of years, right?
From 62 to 70.
So again, we haven't kept up with reality, and now the solution here is to really kind of break with the original concept of this being you pay into the system and you get what you pull out. And I'd like to end this on the record without objection from our people serving as chairman right now. This is an actuarial. This is getting a donut. This is an actuarial note by the Social Security system. Money's worth ratios under the OASD program, but this is interesting because it shows that if you're a low-income worker, you get more than you ever put in.
Correct.
Okay, but if you're a higher income worker, you're going to get a lot less. So we've correct, right?
Yes, it's
and again,
it's to keep people out of poverty.
I mean, it's a big long table and it's very complex. But one example would be a single person that has been paying in the maximum rate all his life will get about 70% of what he put in. Is that roughly accurate?
But I don't have the benefit of the table that I'm,
it literally goes
trust
as low
that you're
as,
reading off it.
It literally goes as low as 54% for 54 cents on every dollar invested. So the reason
for the very highest earner.
The reason I bring that out is the chairman's solution to this is tax the wealthy. Well, again, anybody who's just hit like $100,000. I mean, what is the maximum amount of earnings right now subject to the tax?
168,800, I do believe.
So if you've been paying all that in, you're only going to get 54 to 70% of the benefits. And now the chairman, what he wants to do is increase people's taxes to basically about 57% when the Tax Cut and Jobs Act expires. That would be the top marginal rates under the chairman's proposal. 57%. That's federal tax. Tack on top of that state, and I think I'll ask the next panel, isn't that a disincentive to work? Is that going to work? So again, my point is just laying out the historical perspective. The concept was you pay in, we invest. They didn't invest. That money's spent, it's gone.
The money spent is gone.
People, particularly at the higher end, they're not even going to get close to what they put in. And the chairman's solution is raise taxes. I think you're not going to get even closer to revenue you think you're going to get because you're going to create a huge disincentive for work. And you've completely busted the concept of the fact that this is a forced retirement savings plan as opposed to kind of just a general welfare program. That's my point. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now look what Martin O'Malley has to say.
May I just offer to...
Well, you have seen that how tense is the situation right now when it comes to GOP and the senators as well, that they are indeed talking to each other like they're fighting exactly. But right here, one GOP senator who attended Tuesday's meeting described it as an intense discussion. I think most of our members were alarmed that something so big would come straight to the Senate floor. The senator said nothing legislation has not been marked by the Senate Finance Committee. Remember, the Social Security Fairness Act is finally going to Senate for a vote. So let me know in the comments below that what do you think that what is gonna be a Social Security recipients such as police officers, firefighters, as well as teachers are going to get what they deserve, or this bill will get no votes at all. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.